What is up, guys? It's Ryan Adler. I got my hands on the new Were-Elk, and I think this is hands down the best skin in the whole game now. Look at that new load up animation, it looks super hype. The best part about the skin is the new lullaby, because I think that used to be the thing that put me down the most about Huntress. Just her lullaby sounds really annoying. And then also the visuals are insane, those antlers. And the new name Were-Elk is pretty cool. Look at those knives into his skull. Alright, we spawn in on Torment Creek. Pretty good map for Huntress, I would say. For Were-Elk. I am only going to call it Were-Elk from now on, and I'm only ever going to use this skin. I don't think I can go back to the old lullaby. This one's just so soothing. Listen. I haven't really played all that much Huntress before, but it's just so relaxing to play her now, or him now. Okay, they're over yonder in the LT wall. Someone was hiding back here, right? Okay, seems like we already have him pinned here. There's two of them. Yeah, this should be a quick down. I still gotta get more practice in playing LT. This generator makes this LT a lot stronger than usual. Yeah, but I'm still kind of getting used to the Huntress, the Were-Elk. There was a lot of controversy about the skin when it came out. Like, when did it come out? Like a week ago? Because the wind-up noise was just absurdly quiet. And I guess also the lullaby in general was quieter than the regular one. Needless to say, the volume should be as close to the regular one as possible because pay to win is just disgusting. Let's go for snipe here. He kind of ran back into it. Nice. Dude, I think the current meta for killers is just so fair. Especially now that they're getting rid of background player and Buckle. Because those are the only two things that are like really broken right now on Survivor. Obviously, when they overdo it with syringes and brand new parts, that can also be pretty crazy. But yeah, going against a full 4-player background player squad, it's just such a freebie, especially pallet saves. It doesn't really require any skill. You can be so far away, and if you're not injured, it's just impossible to pick up. It literally just forces you to slug like crazy. So yeah, they're getting rid of that. Because I think, like, I've heard some people say that they're even buffing it. I mean, the problematic part about it really was those extra 50%. Because even right now, if you're playing it right, the save will come in at the last moment. So those 50% will definitely prevent the whole thing. See here, if they need those extra 50%. I'm just going to scare him off. I don't think he has it anyway. And the fact that they get it back sooner, I can live with that. I think it's going to be a lot harder to get flashlight and pallet saves now with it. So the more they try, the better it is for killers. And then as for the killer perk changes, I have mixed feelings about that. I think the deadlock change is probably the best of them all. Even though I don't think it changes all that much. You know, killers where deadlock is absolute meta, like Trapper or Myers or any of those other weaker ones, it's still absolutely going to be the way to go. Like on Huntress or Artist or Blight or the strong A-tier killers. If there are consistently more than one person on gens, you're doing something wrong anyway. So the regression perks are just the way better option. And then as for pain res, I don't like the change. I think it would have been a lot better to keep the 25% and then just make pain res deactivate as soon as one person dies. Because the whole point behind the perk is to reward you for spreading hooks. So if it makes you make sure you hook everyone once before you kill someone off, then you know that's its job. I think it's one of the best designed perks. Because everybody's complaining about tunneling, but then the perks that discourage tunneling, like, how would you complain about that as well? And the only problem I saw with the with pain res so far was how you could pervert it by tunneling one person out, and then before you're at like 2 gens, and then you just farm the remaining 3 pain reses. So yeah, just make it deactivate as soon as one person dies and keep the 25%. And then with Grim Embrace, I mean 2 seconds less, those first 3 activations. I preferred it the way it was before, but it's not a big deal, especially when you combine it with DMS. Which obviously on Artists I would always do. On Alien it makes tons of sense because they let go when they hear the turrets beeping. She's rezzing the other one while I'm mooring. I think it's gonna take a while because he was just down, so they're probably still gonna be around unless the moorie's over. And then the biggest change by far is Pop, down to 20%. I think that pretty much guts that perk, because it's not just, you know, 10% total, it's 10% of the current progression, less regression. This one dodges way too much. People like this, you can just make them dance like crazy and just gain distance on them. But yeah, the 2 perks that I use the most, Pain Res and Grim Embrace, of the ones that are affected, I think they're still definitely part of the meta, especially Pain Res. I mean, the strongest aspect about Pain Res is you can regress gens from across the map, and you don't even have to know which one. It also gives you that info of which gen is the most progressed if you see it explode or hear it. And it pairs great with DMS, so does Grim Embrace. So all in all, I think these were great changes. Background player is the biggest thing. That was just such a newbie perk. Flashlight saves should take skill, and they should come with a lot of risk. And also, if you think about it, the longer you lurk, the lower the risk, but it's also punished more if you don't get the save. So I think flashlight saves are a really great feature without background player. And then the way it'll be now is just the same as Sprint Burst, only you don't have to time your exhaustion. So it's just a noobier variant of Sprint Burst, but you can only use it to flashlight save, not for anything else. So, and then you also get the reward of only 20-second exhaustion. So I think the perk, the way it is now, is in a perfect place. I hope they just won't touch it anymore. But yeah, I'm just enjoying the skin so much. I'm going to play a lot more Were-Elk from now on. I mean, it's just a really satisfying and relaxing killer power in general. I wish they did this more from now on. These ultra rare skins give them really unique things, like obviously the lullaby is not a thing on most killers. But I mean, they did the same with Naughty Bear. They gave him a new vault animation. And I guess then the next step would be to let you combine that with other skins. So if you really like a different hunter skin, you could just combine the lullaby the way you can combine a weapon from a different skin. I mean, that's probably a lot to ask, but I think that would be a really cool feature. Alright, let's see what they brought. I don't actually think any one of these had background player. I mean, they were kind of throwing in the end a little bit. Wow, 3 distortions.